It's so cold and it's so wet. I just want to go home now. Alright everyone, hope you're doing well. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm the man they call Pixel Paul. For those of you who are returning, thanks for pressing play as ever. So, another gaming hunt video, back out and about once again. I'm going to show you what I've picked up throughout this week. And I've been to pretty much like what I like to call the 4 pillars of game hunting in the UK. So you're looking at CEX, you're looking at indie shops, charity shops and car boot sales. Some of them didn't all go to plan. It's always the way, isn't it? But we'll get straight into showing you some footage from out and about. It's a little bit here, there and everywhere, this footage, I must admit. But hope you enjoy it. Let's take a look. Another weekend, I am back again at the car boot sale. Again, the weather is not brilliant. I've just driven past it and there's not as many sellers here as there was last week. So the gut reaction is that chances are I'm not going to find too much today, but you never know. And that's the whole point of car boot sales. You just never know, do you? So let's go and take a look and see what we can find today. It's definitely a lot colder today though as well. Well, the weather has taken a turn for the worse and it's absolutely chucking it down now. So there wasn't much there today. That's the reality of car boot sales, isn't it? One week you can have, you know, a really good one and find loads of stuff. The next it can be like this. Anyway, I haven't come away completely empty-handed, not much though, but I'll show you back what I've got in the games room. It's so cold and it's so wet. I just want to go home now. So after the disappointing car boot sale, it was into CEX, this time in Manchester, on my lunch break at work. And I had a quick look through. Glass Cabinet of Dreams, there's not been much new in here recently. Some nice Game Boy games there, expensive Castlevania one. But yeah, not too much in here. I did spot the Impatient PSVR game, one that's been on my list for a while, but the queues in here were absolutely horrendous. So this time I left that on the shelf and didn't pick it up. Moving on, we went into Warrington Town Centre. Very Christmassy already. Lots of little market stalls out and lights everywhere. There's CEX, but first nipped into a couple of charity shops. These were in a glass cabinet in the charity shop. Noticed them from in the window. Couldn't quite spot what that PS Vita game was though, so I was intrigued, but couldn't get any more of an idea when I went in the store. Did spot this PlayStation VR game, Eagle Flight, £4, which I didn't think was too bad. Not often you see a game like that on a shelf in a charity shop, so that was quite good to see. The only other games really in here, there was a couple of Wii U games, just Lego games really. And I did spot these three, a CSI trilogy almost, on the Nintendo Wii, £1 each. Not too bad really, they're usually about £1, £1.50 in CEX, but I didn't pick these up at this time. Moving into CEX in Warrington, I've been to this one quite a few times. It's quite a decent CEX really. I knew that there were 2 games in here that I was specifically looking for. Both PSVR games actually. One of them I did manage to grab, but the other, sadly, well, I'll go into that in a little bit. But yeah, nice selection of PS2 games, though I do think the PS2 selection in here is starting to dwindle a little bit. Never seen this game before, £30. One of the problems with this particular CEX, or seems to be, is there's just so many cover reprints of games, and usually some of the expensive games. You'll probably spot some of them in this footage. But yeah, some big hitters, or biggish hitters on the shelves there. Silent Hill, Shadows of the Damned. Yeah, 1 or 2 cover reprints as well. There's the first one. Can't remember what that game is. One of the motocross kind of games. Yeah, Xbox 360, slim pickings for me at the moment. Most of the games that I want for the 360 I've pretty much got now, and the ones that I still want, really quite expensive. so I'm going to hang fire. There's another cover reprint, import tuner, £30. You're just not going to spend 30 quid on a cover reprint, are you? Nice steelbook of Bioshock there. Have got that one already. Nice to see it out. Nice condition for it as well. Deadly Premonition there. That's a great game. Sort of. Glass Cabinet of Dreams in here as well. Some decent stuff in here, to be fair. Some nice Sega Saturn stuff. PlayStation 1. Eternal Darkness there. Really should pick that up one day. Raw on the Sega Mega Drive. £30. Nice condition that looked in. Dreamcast is a console I'd love to start collecting for, but as you can see, some of the prices for some of these games is just, well, it's on the rise and it's so expensive, so that's what's putting me off at the moment. And one game that did catch my eye on the Nintendo Wii, Sakura Wars. I really love this game on PlayStation 4. It's £78 and a cover reprint. Yeah, I wouldn't pay £78 for it full stop, but certainly not for a cover reprint, but one I'd like to play one day. Moving into another charity shop, some wild prices in here. £3.50 on Portal 2 is not too bad. £6 for Aliens Colonial Marines. That's a £2.50 game in CEX. Where they got that price from, I just do not know. Crazy prices, really. Moving into Smith's. Now, Smith's toy stores in the UK is a great place. Just before Christmas, they usually do some really decent, almost like Black Friday deals. And it's a great place to really pick up some brand new current generation games. Some fairly new games in here as well, with some decent price drops on them. Star Wars Outlaws there, $34.99. That's its proper first price drop, really. The Last of Us Part 2, back down to $29.99. The Tomb Raider Remastered Collection down to $19.99, which is not bad at all, really. Metaphor as well, that's only recently come out, down to $34.99. Space Marine, first price drop to $37.99. Still a little bit expensive for me, that one. Squirrel River Gun as well, £20, not too bad. Similar prices for the Xbox as well, same sort of games. Avatar's been reduced, Alan Wake. Nice price on Assassin's Creed Mirage there, $14.99. That's a decent price for that, really. Again, Metaphor there. Skull and Bones, Space Marine again. Some good price drops. Nice to see Stray get its physical release on the Nintendo Switch as well. Already down to $29.99. Great game, that one. And Tomb Raider Remastered Collection as well, $21.99, a bit more expensive. Final stop was Gremlins Games in Lee Marketplace. I was there last week, well, I think it was the week before possibly, and they said that they were going to be having a bit of a restock of games, so I had to go in and have a quick look around to see what they'd added in, and it's full to the rafters. It really is. There's loads of new stuff in there. I did pick up a couple of games. That nice King Kong Steelbook edition there, didn't have the slipcover sadly, but £8, I was tempted. But I did find another Steelbook that's been on my radar, and one I've been wanting to pick up, and I did pick it up as well. Nice selection of PSP games as well. But yeah, really decent restock in Gremlins Games. Well worth a trip into Lee to have a look in there if you're ever around. So yeah, it has been a bit of a mixed week this week. The weather has been absolutely awful. Raining pretty much every single day. It really did sort of put a dampener on the car boot sale at the weekend. I was only there for maybe 20 minutes, if that, but there wasn't a huge amount going on. And then the rest of the week, yeah, just rain. But I still had managed to go out to various places and pick up a few bits and bobs, which I'm going to show you right now. So, starting with what I got from the car boot sale, and it wasn't a lot. There was no games, sadly, but I did pick up these two little, I don't know what you'd call them really, gaming related stuff anyway. So I picked up this guy. He was selling a whole pile of them, selling them 50p each. I could probably have bought a few more of them maybe, but these two just sort of jumped out, so I grabbed them both. And it's 2 issues of PlayStation Official Magazine. So we've got 2 issues. This issue, mainly because of the big picture of the DualSense on the front of the PlayStation 5. This is issue 175. This is a $5.99 magazine. God, magazines are so expensive these days. So I picked up that one just because it was almost like a bit of a PS5 launch sort of issue. And then I picked up this one partly because it felt a lot thicker than the other magazines, but also because the cover was quite cool. But it was this one's a bit more of, again, it's sort of a launch issue for the PlayStation 5, but it also had on the front it says that this is a limited edition subscriber cover, so there's possibly not too many of this one around. This is issue 177, but yeah, really decent cover on the front of that. I like that big picture of Aloy front and center on there as well. So yeah, this is a lot thicker than the usual magazine size for the PlayStation magazine, which apparently has now ceased to be printed, which is another shame, another magazine gone. I've flipped through this and some decent sort of early stories from early games. It may be a magazine that I take you through on another video at some point. But one thing it does have in the back, which I found quite useful, is the PSVR Hall of Fame. So basically it's their top 25 PSVR games. Now, because I'm new to PSVR, or relatively new now, it's been interesting to just have a look through what was in their top 25, and there's quite a few of these that I've now picked up. But there's one right at the top, Tetris Effect, which has gone straight to the top of my list to pick up. But we will get onto that one shortly. But yeah, 2 magazines from the car boot sale, 50p each. Nice little addition, that one. Quite happy with that. Yes, everyone. Right, so moving on to, I think we'll go to the charity shop pickup first. I've actually seen quite a few games in the charity shops recently. I don't know whether it's a pre-Christmas thing where people clear out loads of stuff and suddenly all these games appear in charity shops, but this last week I've seen quite a few games, not many worth picking up to be fair, but I have seen games in charity shops, which up here it's quite a rarity. I know in other parts of the country you have tons and tons of games in charity shops, but we just, for some reason around here in the northwest, or certainly the immediate area in the northwest where I am, they're few and far between in charity shops. Maybe I'm just too slow, maybe I just don't have the luck, I don't know. But I did find this one, and I picked it up. You saw it in the footage, and it is Eagle Flight on the PlayStation 4. So I got that for £4, which is a nice price because in CEX it is £6. I was aware of this game. I have seen this on something like a demo possibly, or something like that. I can't remember where I've seen it, but I have seen it mentioned and it looked interesting, but it's not one I would necessarily have picked up for say £6 in CEX. So for £4 in a charity shop, I wasn't going to pass it up. It does look quite interesting. I think it's basically you sort of flying around in VR, so yeah, looks quite sort of chilled out. We'll see what that one's like, but for £4, quite happy with that one. So next up, we'll go through the CEX stuff. This is mainly stuff from CEX in, well, there's a couple from Warrington, and a couple from, where did we go? Possibly Bury again, I think. I think these 3 from Bury. So I'll go through those first. First one is PlayStation 2 Detonator, £1.50 puzzle game. Again, not seen that around all that often. But £1.50 for that, quite happy with that. Love the box art for that, it's very sort of colourful and dramatic looking, nice and complete too. So yeah, puzzle game, not seen much about it, but it looks alright. We'll give it a go, see what it's like. Again, a little bit of an impulse buy this one too. Gunfighter 2 Revenge of Jesse James on PlayStation 2 again, £3 paid for that. I'm wanting to say this is possibly a bit of an on-rails shooter, but I could be wrong. It kind of gives on-rails arcade shooter type vibes. It could be just a first-person shooter, but I don't think it is. But yeah, an interesting one. Again, don't see it around all that often. Gunfighter 2 Revenge of Jesse James. And then the last one, and this is the only Xbox pickup this week actually, because most of it is PlayStation. I actually picked up, I think it was Viva Pinata 2 or Pinata in Paradise or whatever it's called, the second game, last week I think it was. So I saw this in CEX for £2. Viva Pinata Party Animals, £2. So I thought, well, I'll get that one as well. Why not? This is a bit more of a mini game type of party Viva Pinata game. I think there's just some sort of like racing game in it as well. But it had the added bonus, and this is going to sound weird, is it might be the cleanest, shiniest game I think I've ever bought from CEX. It looks almost brand new. It still even has that security label on the side of it. It looks almost brand new. Really, really clean, nice, crisp condition. So yeah, at £2, I thought that's a nice little pickup, that one. Great cake, great cover on it, very colourful, and the spine will look great on the shelf. So yeah, Viva Pinata Party Animals. The last pickup from Berry, so this is a cartridge only, and again, I bought the second game in this series the week before, I think it was, cartridge only again. It's on the N64, and it's WCW versus NWO World Tour. So this was £6, cartridge only, which I don't mind. I'm quite happy buying N64 games as cartridge only at the moment. And yeah, I bought WCW NWO Revenge a week or so ago. I did give that a go, and it's, yeah, really good, that game. This game is very sort of similar, but it's also, it just lacks a little bit of shine, a little bit of, it's just not, it's very sort of basic actually. The core game is pretty much the same as, Revenge and WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy. The core game is not that much different from those, but it just lacks that sort of shine of the others. I mean, Revenge is a good game as well, but again, it just lacks that little bit of polish. I think it's partly because the presentation is not quite there as well, so you don't have the wrestler themes and sort of entrances and that sort of thing. I mean, if Revenge had those, I think it would be just as good as WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy. But WCW versus NWO World Tour, that's where it all started really on the N64. Don't get me started about Attitude and Warzone, and they're just not that great, I don't think, personally. So yeah, happy to pick that one up, £6. Then moving on, so I did show me picking up this game, but I didn't buy it then, but I did buy it in Warrington. Now I went to Warrington with two targets in mind. They were on the app in stock, so yeah, I was going to grab those two. One of them was this one, the Inpatient PlayStation VR again. Paid £6 for this. I did see it in Manchester, but the queues in there were horrendous. I only had so much time on my lunch break from work, so I didn't hang around to pick it up in there, but I did get it in Warrington. So yeah, interested to see what this one's like. Another game that's kind of been on my hit list for the PSVR recently. Apparently this is part of the Until Dawn series. I didn't know that up until a couple of days ago. But yeah, it looks good, looks interesting, looks scary, which we like on the PSVR. So yeah, looking forward to giving that one a go. Now the other VR game that I did want to get was that Tetris Effect. Now they've had it in stock in Warrington for absolutely ages. It's been in on the CEX app there, showing as being in stock, but I've just not had a chance to go and get it. It's quite pricey as well at the moment. It is an £18 game, so that's always stopped me sort of from buying it. But they showed it in stock. I thought, why not this time? I saw it in that magazine and thought, this looks great. I did watch a bit of video of it, and it does look amazing. So yeah, that was the other game I was going for. Couldn't see it on the shelf anywhere. I was looking all over. I was looking through every single A, B, C, D, every single shelf on the PS4 section, and it just wasn't there. Couldn't find it anywhere. So unless somebody else in the store had just picked the box up and were going to the till to buy it, which would have been just my luck, yeah, I just couldn't see it anywhere. So I went to buy the Inpatient, asked them if they had it in stock. They could find the disc, but no, they can't find the box. I was absolutely gutted, because I made my mind up that I wanted to get it this time, and they just didn't have it in. So I was absolutely gutted. They did kindly offer to say that they were going to do a cover reprint for it, and I could come back the next day and pick it up and buy it. I didn't say anything, but you guys know my thoughts on cover reprints. I am not a fan. I'm certainly not buying a disc on its own for just 18 quid, because that's effectively what you're getting, really. So no, I'll leave it. I will carry on searching. I might even do a bit of a CEX roulette and maybe buy it online from CEX and see if I can pick it up that way. Hopefully it will be all right if I do. But yeah, I'm sort of umming and ahhing whether to do that or not, but I might do. Anyway, I did pick up another VR game instead. I got this one from Lee, actually, Lee CEX. So I finally got Super Hot VR, £6 again. It's been this price for a while, actually, but people have been recommending this one. So interesting to see what this one's like. Looks really weird, really odd, but kind of unusual and unique visuals to it. So how that transpires into VR, I'm not quite sure, but I'm looking forward to giving this one a go, because yeah, it's highly rated. A lot of people do say this is a really, really amazing shooter. So yeah, Super Hot VR, nice pickup. Now, one thing that I have been playing quite a lot of recently is my PSP. I've dusted it off and I have been playing. If I've not been playing PSVR, or if I've not been playing Horizon, I've been playing on the PSP. So I've been picking up, well, I have picked up another couple of PSP games as well, including this one. I'm just going to get the pronunciation right. I think it's Kaloom, maybe like column, but with a K, Kaloom. It's like a puzzle game, £2.50. Yeah, again, don't know much about it because it was £2.50 and it's a puzzle game. I do like puzzle games on handhelds. I thought I'd give it a go. The back cover art is quite funky looking. So yeah, £2.50, I thought that's worth a punt. Could be a bit like Zookeeper or something like that, possibly, which I know is a really good game. I love that game. It's very sort of addictive. But yeah, interesting to see what that one's like. Kaloom, don't know. And another one from CEX in Lee, still on the wrestling sort of theme again. I've never played this one, actually. I don't know why I've never played it. Probably because it didn't get great reviews when it originally came out, but it's Legends of Wrestling on the PlayStation 2. Just £2 for that one. They did actually have Legends of Wrestling 2 in there as well, but that was £6. So I thought, well, I'll give this one a go first and see what this one's like. Great roster of wrestlers on there. Hogan, Terry Funk, Bret Hart, RVD, Legion of Doom's on there as well. Anyone on the back? Looks like, I can't quite tell. Oh, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, the greatest wrestling heel of all time. So yeah, Legends of Wrestling. I don't think it's a brilliant game, but nostalgia trip possibly. See what that one's like. Then last few pickups were from Gremlins Games. So as I mentioned in the voiceover for the footage, yeah, they'd had a big restock in Gremlins Games recently, so I had to go in and see what they had. They did release a few photos actually on Facebook, and I spotted this game straight away and thought I need to get there as soon as I can. I didn't manage to get there last weekend, but I did get there this weekend. Thankfully, they still had one of these games. I did pick up another two though as well. So another PSP game, Pursuit Force. So I picked up the sequel to this one from the car boot sale last weekend. This was the first one in the series. I think this was a launch game for the PSP as well, but never played it. It was only £2, so I thought I would pick that up. Nice condition, this one as well, and complete, which is always nice, but not a necessity. So yeah, Pursuit Force on PSP. And then another one I've never had for the PSP, and it might surprise you because this is kind of one of those games that I think everybody who has a PSP has probably played this game. But it's Lumines on PSP, and again, that was just £2. Not 100% sure how much these are in CEX at the moment. I would imagine maybe £1.50 possibly, but yeah, £2. I thought, well, I'll give that a go and see what that one's like. Lumines, I've never played it before, weirdly. There was a Lumines 2 as well, I think, wasn't there? So if I like that, maybe I will pick up Lumines 2 as well. So the one that I knew that they had there and I wanted to get, this one has been on my radar for a while. You know I love a steelbook, and I have got another steelbook. And like I said, this one is one that I've been after for a while. I don't have this game on PlayStation 2. I do have it on GameCube and the remake as well. You know which game this is going to be, don't you? Resident Evil 4, absolute classic steelbook. I can't tell you whether the condition of this is great, because it's one of those where it looks kind of rough and ready anyway, so any little bit of rust on it probably just adds to the effect a little bit. But really, it looks in really decent condition, to be fair. Nice and complete. Disc is in great condition. Love the inner sort of sleeve art. That was the sort of art from the Wii edition of it, wasn't it? Except that was in... was that the same as the GameCube? I can't remember. Might be the same as the Game. I think the GameCubes were slightly different, but I think that's the same as the Wii cover, but in red rather than black and white. So yeah, nice condition for the disc as well. If you can get it out, yeah, all nice. So yeah, really happy to finally get this one. Excuse me. Only the second PS2 steelbook that I've got, because I got 24 the other week. Which oddly enough they had in there as well. So the second time I'd seen the 24 steelbook on PlayStation 2. So yeah, what are the chances? But yeah, really happy to get that one. Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 2 finally. Can't wait to play this version of it. So yeah, happy with that one. And then the last pickup of the week, again, sort of featured this in the footage. I only got this one today, actually. Me and Pixel Princess, Evie, were at the football. It was an early kickoff, 12:30 kickoff. I hate 12:30 kickoffs. But yeah, the weather was absolutely horrendous. If you've never been to Bolton, that's the team that we support. And yeah, it was an early kickoff. The ground is right next to a retail park. So, you know, we're coming up to Christmas. All the Christmas shoppers were still there, and it was just chaos. After the game, which we won 2-1, by the way, last minute winner, yay! Yeah, the car park was just gridlocked. So I'd seen these games the day before, I think it was, but didn't pick any up. So because we were kind of just wandering around, waiting for the traffic to go, it was a bit of an impulse buy. I was thinking of getting this anyway, so I just went for it. But there's some decent deals in Smith's, and I think I said it before, leading up to Christmas, Smith's is a really good place to find reduced, new, current gen games. Every year they will reduce their games, usually on around sort of Black Friday time. But yeah, some really decent deals to be had there. Possibly don't rush, because on occasions they do sometimes reduce them a little bit more, a bit nearer to Christmas, but sometimes these prices are almost like a 1 week and done. So it's a bit of a gamble, really. I think some of them may get reduced a little bit more, but I think there's one or two in there at the current prices that they're at that I don't think they will necessarily go back to that price. I think they'll go back up to sort of full price, and then maybe a reduced price, but not this price. I know that sounds convoluted, but I know what I mean. But yeah, I think there's one or two in there. Stuff like Star Wars Outlaws, which has been reduced to $34.99. I'd still, if you're umming and ahhing about that game, I'd possibly still wait, because I think that will get a further price drop. Maybe not this year, but certainly next year. Another one like Space Marine as well. I think that will go down again next year, so possibly worth waiting for. But then there were a couple of others like Assassin's Creed Mirage for $14.99. And we're talking about brand new sealed games here as well. I think $14.99 for that is not a bad price at all. So that could be worth a go if you've not picked it up already. And then I think this one as well is a decent buy. So I got for $19.99 Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I think this has been reduced to... Originally it was reduced to about $29.99. I think it may have gone to like $27.99. So $19.99 is as low as I've seen it. In Smith's this is anyway. And I don't remember it seeing it any cheaper sort of online. Certainly not like in CEX, but like Amazon as well. I don't think they've had it reduced to that much. I know Argos is another place leading up to Christmas which can have some really decent reductions. They've put this down to about $21.49, I think it is, which again is a decent price for it. But $19.99, under 20 quid, I think that's a decent buy. I'm not sure when I'm going to play this yet, because I am playing Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered at the moment, and this is quite similar, so I might keep this one to sort of after that, maybe after Christmas. But it's one I've been looking forward to playing, because it does look good. It got decent reviews. People on Instagram have been saying they've been enjoying it too. So at that price, I thought, yeah, I'll grab that one. But interesting couple of weeks ahead as well. If you're into your new games and looking to buy brand new games, the lead up to Christmas is the best time to do it, because there are some really good bargains to be had. And those are the pickups for this week. Happy with those. Really happy to have picked up that one finally. I am happy with that one too. I think that's a decent price to have got that for. Some more VR games to play with the Super Hot VR and the Impatient and that whatever it was called, Eagle Flight. Yeah, that one. That's a nice little random pickup, that one. So yeah, happy with those. Still gutted with Tetris Effect. I really would have liked to have got that one, but not to be. And we'll keep on hunting for that and come across it one day, hopefully. So anyway, thanks for watching as always. Thanks for your support and comments and likes and everything that you guys contribute towards this channel as well. I always appreciate it. Thanks so much. However, if you are not already subscribed to the channel, if you can hit that subscription button, that would be great. And I will see you all next time.